What is up, family? What is up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? My goodness, I am coming to you on a rare day. I usually do not stream on Tuesdays, right? As usually I go to visit my parents on this day, but it is raining kind of heavy and there is a lot of flooding on the freeway, so I figured we could actually get the family back in to the YouTube here and stream our plays for tomorrow. Throw those A's in the chat if you are in the chat and you can hear your boys speak. Please throw those A's in the chat right now, my team. What is up, family? Good to see everybody in tonight. Nick, what's up, dude? Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation, dude. That really does mean a lot. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. And you're looking at Tesla, right? So very good ticker to look at. We're definitely going to add that to the macro perspective. We're going to look at the SPY, and I'm going to try to see the NDX, but I think it would be better for us to look at Tesla within that, right? So yes, not a problem, my dude. I would absolutely look into that for you. Okay, so I do see the last time we took a look at Tesla, right? So we'll put it right here with the macro perspective and the mega caps and all that good stuff, right, you guys? So what is up, family? What's up, Pencil? How you doing? So can you review CSIO for CISO for tomorrow? Yeah, no problem. Let me go ahead and add that into the chart right now, and we will take a look for sure, my dude. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining up. And CISO, right? So CISO, let's go ahead and put it on the chat right over here. Okay, so I will also update my notes and try to get to it as soon as humanly possible, right? So guys, thank you everybody for joining me on such a short notice. It's a little tough, right? So Lucas, what's up, man? We'll go ahead and add that ticker as well in here too. Okay, so I know a lot of people asking about that ticker symbol VS as well. So yeah, my dude, of course, let's go ahead and leave it right in there, and if we can get to it, we can get to it, right? Really appreciate everybody for coming by once again. Mr. Levitz, let's see what the chat is saying. What is up, moderators? Sebastian Finger Limb. Samantha H, good to see you here. Did you see this, Samantha? Did you see this, guys? Sebastian Finger Limb, I just saw that. I'm not even kidding. Probably 5 minutes ago, and I died looking at that, right? Good times. What's up, Bezo Amy? Yes, we're going to be taking a look at TENX as well. All right, so Aiden Davis, what's up, man? What's up? Are you already back to your hometown or what, my dude? Are you still chilling out here? Or when is your trip back and when are you going to be home, my dude? I'm very, very, very excited for you to actually go back to the family, go back to your hometown food and all that, right, my dude? Very excited to see you here. All right, what's up, Chaser? GME to the moon, I saw, man. You know what? It's actually probably worth to leave in the chat here, too. So I'll go ahead and add that as well, all right? So T Wood, what's up, man? Daniel Gonzalez, what's up, dude? I actually was just explaining to the people that I don't usually stream on these Tuesdays, right? I go to the parents' house on Tuesdays, but there's a lot of raining out here, and then my parents actually just asked for me to maybe stay behind because there could be some flooding on the freeways and stuff. So, you know, man, you know. So it's all good. Aiden Davis saying, I'm heading back home on Friday. Dude, yes, that is very good news, man. So I'm very excited for you to see your family once again, man. I'm sure it's been a long haul over here trying to get your university done, right, dude? But I'm very happy for you, and I'm very, very stoked to see that you're gonna go back home. And I forgot what was that restaurant that you and Cal were talking about, right? I don't even remember what it was, dude, but he said you mentioned it, and I was like, oh man, he's gonna have a good time eating that stuff, right? So Master 117, of course, my dude, we're definitely gonna look at EPAZ. Is up here on the schedule. If you guys are curious to see what that schedule is looking like, please refer to the tabs right up here, right, where my big old mouse is pointing. And those are the tickers that we're going to be looking at, right, you guys? So, yeah, so Mr. Levitz, I'll go ahead and leave it here in the schedule, right, just in case we are able to get to it. And I think, I honestly think that we could. I really do think that we could, right? So we just have to power through the tickers and then get our analysis done, right, guys? Oh, so remember now, for real, remember, okay, tomorrow is the rate hike or not, all right? So the markets are already looking like they could be suggesting some continuation to the upside, and you'll see real quick what I mean. Vic Boss, PXMD, definitely on the schedule right up here. Take a look at it. All right, so we'll be looking at that one as well, all right, my dudes? So, yeah, you guys, thank you again for joining me. And please look at the last chat here, the last comment on the chat. It's Sebastian Fingerlim saying that we are definitely not going to be doing rates today, okay, you guys? We definitely cannot rate today. We have to keep retail safe, okay? There's going to be an immense amount of volatility presented tomorrow, okay? Miss L, what's up? Newfie, what's up? CRTD? All right. I remember last night, I think, it went up like anywhere between 8 to 13%, right? I think it did make a pretty nice move today. So, very good stuff. Yeah, guns, NVOS is looking super special. I just put up my video on it, so I hope that you guys are able to catch that, okay? Because NVOS is looking like a future potential, okay? So, I'm talking about in the immediate short term. So, very interesting times. This, I'm not connecting here. Let me just go ahead and try that one more time. So, you said, which one was that, Newfie? CRTD, right? Gotcha. Okay, so CRTD, and this is the chart that we've been looking at, right? The supply and demand zones. Okay, perfect. Yeah, not a problem. I'm gonna try to power through these, right? So we can get these, the analysis done, right? So T Wood saying Fed's raising rate. Betcha. My goodness, man. Well, there has been a little bit of a rumor out there based on the banking like situation right now and stuff. So there could be the potential to where they don't, but I honestly see the 25 bip more likely than not, right? So Aiden Davis, that was Zippy's, man, so, which has a lot of Hawaiian local food. That's really cool, man. I can't wait to visit Hawaii and say what's up to my man Cal, and hopefully if you're there too, man, we'll invite you over to get you some lunch with us, man. So so it's very interesting that you guys are literally within the same island, right? So, so it'd be cool to hang out, right? So yeah, you guys, and I'm sorry, you said something else, right? So anyone, let's see, anyone know if PXMD is still bullish? Man, we're gonna find out today. Biana, what's up? So you're looking at, would you be able to look at Zella, please? Yeah. My goodness, I had a hair in my mouth. Goodness gracious, that was terrible. All right, so yeah, we'll go ahead and put it on the schedule. And if I can't get to it, we'll always try our best to get to it in the following session. But yes, let me put it on there for us to evaluate, right? So this is definitely the last. Thing that we looked at, right? So, if I remember correctly, we were talking about a potential floor being found at or around that 4-cent level, which we are at already, right? So. Yeah, Zella's a little bit of a dangerous one. Be careful with this one, okay? We're gonna get to it a little deeper, but there's still downside suggestions here. And if I were to guess a downside just real quick for you, I would very honestly say that it could be around 426. Okay, before we can face a bounce. Volatility and momentum, all of it's setting the stage for an upside move, but we want a floor first, right? And we want to make sure that we can validate that floor before an upside. All right, so I'll leave it there, and we'll give it a deep look. Okay, so in due time, right? So Stick Vicious, you saw it too, right? Sebastian Fingerlim, dude. Stick Vicious, I'm so sorry that I'm actually giving this the live stream today on a Tuesday, right? As I don't usually do Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are actually the days that the stream happens, right? So. Today is just, it's raining a lot outside, so I couldn't, my parents said maybe stay home and visit another day, right? So this is why I'm streaming today. But Chaser, Arca, is 25 good or bad? So a 25 bip rate hike, right? So you're talking about 0.25%, which is why they say 25. So yes, it would be good because we've been raising rates by 75 bips, by 50 bips. So getting a 25 a bip rate hike would essentially tell the markets that we are in a disinflationary period and we are looking for recovering the overall broader markets, right? But if we continue hearing talks about pumping the banks with that $2 trillion stimmy, right? That's not that would be feeding fuel to the fire, if you ask me. So 25 bip is definitely a good thing, but if I'm going to be very honest with you, okay, if they announce it, the moment they announce it, okay, they say, okay, so we're going to do this is the potential. If they say, okay, we're going to do a 25 bip rate hike, you're going to see the markets react immediately. And I'm talking about to the microsecond, okay? So what could that reaction be? Well, if we're looking at the NDX, there could be a reaction all the way back down to 12,438 before an immediate recovery, and that's a shakeout. Okay, so that's a kind of a it's kind of a crappy way to shake out any types of longs, right? So there is that potential. So watch out for that. Even in Tesla, okay? Because you can see here, yes, we have a very nice bullish engulfing here on the buy daily, which is suggesting a massive upside continuation even still, of which we can even see resistances upwards of about, I say 217 to about 210.55 to about 217.40. So this is the current resistance range for Tesla. It would be very likely for us to come back down to about the 1 fib at 186.08 before a huge pump to the upside. And it's typical for us to do that on good news. Okay, so just know that it's going to be kind of a momentum day. Okay, so I would not, I can't suggest anything, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, there's no way I can do that. But if I were to give you my own personal opinion, it's just that I do kind of see us capitulating first, right? We'll capitulate first and then bump up to the upside. So the SMA 10 is a little too close to us, so I would honestly have to favor the EMA 7, which is in direct confluence with that 186.08 level. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, by the way, yes, I did start the analysis here, starting with the NDX and Tesla, right? So let me just go ahead and continue on that analysis, because it's better for us to kind of just get things out of the way so we can see where the potentials could be for tomorrow, right? So the thing that I do like on the buy daily for Tesla is that you can see the buy daily time frame here, RSI, that it's already crossing above that 14-day simple moving average, approaching that gravitational zone right in here. So this can actually pull us right back up. Okay, so that doesn't mean that that we don't have the space to capitulate. Anything can happen in the markets. Okay, it's just important for us to kind of look at it in a smart way. Okay, so Stick Vicious saying the boss rolled her beautiful eyes at me, so I shouldn't hang here too long, but had to come and say what's up to all the peeps. Absolutely, man. Definitely, please go back and say hello to the missus for me. Okay, so another indication to the upside that we're looking at here is the very simple fact that we have a very nice print of a bullish hammer here with a lot of volume. By the way, this hammer here has 359.27 in volume. Okay, so a million in volume. Okay, so this is huge. It is a buy daily. I get it. It's all compounded into one candle, but it's definitely huge volume coming in. This one is another 289 million. This one here 254, and the candle from today is 283. Okay, so cumulative to what happened today. Okay, so everything is looking very good for Tesla. So now if you are looking at the SPY, then you can see that we created a gap here, right? So let me get rid of the moving averages and see what the price action is showing. Okay, so we gapped up like crazy today. Okay, so huge gap over here, which already presents a psychological component, and this psychological component means that we can face this as a support before a continuation to the upside. And notice here on the SPY how close we're getting to the resistance of the broadening descending wedge. Okay, so this is already insinuating a potential resistance here before we can come back down, right? So this, essentially what I'm saying is that we can do that capitulation first before a continuation onto the upside in the event where we do get good news from the Fed. Okay, so if I'm going to be completely honest here, if there is the very rare, I'm talking of the very rare instance to where we have the Fed give us a 0% rate hike, I think in that particular situation, the markets may actually rally without a capitulation. So if that happens, guys, just watch your longs on your positions, okay? Because you may be presented an opportunity market-wide to get out of some longs that you are in the losing position, right? So know that what goes up fast must come back down, okay? So definitely do not trust, don't trust exponential growth, okay? Definitely trust the slow growth, okay? As it's likely going to be a broader market over exaggeration either way. Okay, you guys know the psychology, know how the game plays, right? So if we do get that upside, like I was talking about, very likely we can see an upside. Let's see, the up thrust go up to about 399.69. very similar target to which we reached at today, which we were, by the way, looking at already yesterday, right? So we can get that resistance touch per the playbook rules, come back down all the way to the 395.58 level, rip to the upside, and potentially find the resistance at 403.25. And then here we can actually start validating our newly converted resistance into support for the SPY. Okay, so NDX is definitely similar. Okay, there's definitely a similarity here, except that what we're looking at here is now something increasingly bullish. Notice that the silver cross is happening on the 3-day now. Okay, so we have the 20-day exponential moving average crossing to the upside of the 50-day exponential moving average on a macro time frame. This is incredibly bullish. Okay, you guys, so that's not to say that this is the end all be all upside, let's go, right? So no, no, it's not. Okay, so very likely we can still chop around. I do not think that we are in a bullish market whatsoever. Okay, I do think that we are in a transitioning market. Maybe this could be that transitory period in which we consolidate within a range before us getting a continuation to the upside, but it will be dependent on the macroeconomic data that we do get. Okay, you guys, so if we're looking at resistances from the NDX for a potential, drop, before a continuation up, what I mean is shakeout, right? So definitely keep an eye on this target here. Okay, so very likely we can see a touch of about, I'd say 12,879, and it's a range. Okay, so the range would be that's a trend line. Let me get a box here instead. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do it just like the way I do in the members section, right? So I would do it just shy of the top side of that red wick, this one right here, right? So we'll leave it just under that, and the top side of the resistance could be in line with this lower wick here of this candle, with the closing of this candle here, and I mean several areas, right? So this could be the overall resistance before we face a capitulation to the downside and then rip. Okay, so keep your eyes on this. Okay, the reason why I'm telling you that there could be a rip in line here is because of volatility versus momentum. We are at critical contraction right now. Okay, so this, usually when we contract to these types of tight levels with an upside pivot on the 3-day time frame, usually an upside is to be expected, and it could be impulsive. Okay, so now the buy daily looks to be showing a little bit of weakness here, but it's in respects to getting so close to our relevant resistances. Okay, definitely coming out of critical contraction as well. That's not to say that this is stopping here. It could still continue on to what we talked about yesterday, 99.79%, and then we could actually see a retracement here. Okay, but everything is looking pretty good for the broader markets nonetheless. Always remember your formation too. Okay, this formation is a bearish formation overall. We're looking at a potential failure of a bearish formation in this sense. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 tests. This was a huge bear trap here. So the 4th test already is a bullish signal. We came back down, and now we're recovering again and potentially going up to the 5th test. That usually signals longs for a failure of a bear play. Okay, so this would need to break out to eventually meet a topside target of, I would say honestly, close to 13,720 before a retracement back to validate our newly converted resistance into support, and then an upside continuation, guys. So watch out for what could be happening tomorrow. Definitely, Aiden Davis, keep an eye on this stuff, my dude. All right, so guys, let's go ahead. Oh, Mark Roach, what's up, dude? Good to see you here. Apologies for streaming on a rare day, right? It's just you see the rain outside, dude. You live right near me, so it's a little dangerous to drive out there, right? So the parents are just gonna have to wait for tomorrow. So yeah, you guys. So let's go ahead and just finish off the broader markets here. And I think it was a good perspective for us to look at that. I mean, just overall, right? So now remember Tesla here, okay? Actually, I want to go back to Tesla real quick because we need to see if there could be that opportunity. On the hourly time frame, Tesla, very bullish, very, very bullish here. We have almost every single time frame SMA below us and EMA, right? So this is looking incredibly bullish. If there is an area that we can use before a continuation to the upside. Sorry, wow, can't speak. It would be in respects to this gap here created on March 2nd and March 1st. Okay, so let's go ahead and just note that here. Actually, it would be like this here to this candle. Right, so this could be an area that we would look at for a capitulation before a recovery almost immediately, right? So only because the price action looks to be incredibly bullish does not mean that we can actually shake out and then continue. I mean, for example, look at here. It just shook out and then continued to the upside, right? So we would very likely see things like this. Look at what happened in this situation here, right? So we're making the upside, and then bam, it just capitulates to the ground and then continues. This allows bulls to enter. Okay, so we need to look at things in that manner as well. The top side of the gap that we're looking at here on the hourly is very much in respects to the SMA 10. So just know that it could potentially go up to about 198.01, even up to about 199.11 before a capitulation, back down to about 195.41 with a lower end target of about 193.81 before that continuation to the upside, right? So now let's reference a couple things. The hourly is already suggesting that downside. Okay, so very interesting that the immediate short-term time frame would suggest what we just talked about. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the 4 hour and see what Tesla's got for the 4 hour. Okay, so a little bit of a consolidation sign. It's not bearish. The thing is that it's sitting as well within that gravitational zone of the overbought percentile, which would essentially bring us back down temporarily. Okay, temporarily. Why? Well, because of this. Check it out. We have the gravitational zone right inside of that. I'm sorry, we have inside of the bull strength percentile, right? So very likely we can face the bounce here, and we would need to recover to the upside pretty impulsively in order for us to get out of this little trap here. Okay, so let's go to the 8 hour and take a look right now. Okay, so the 8 hour is piercing through into the bullish control zone here in the bull strength percentile, to be exact, and it is showing a little bit of weakness from the bulls. Okay, which is indicative of what we talked about again. Okay, so coming back down to the area of about 193.91 to 195.38 before an upside. Notice that the 8 hour has the SMA 50 located right at about 192.86. Don't doubt it. Okay, don't doubt a potential touch to the 192.86. But if you're looking at shakeout probabilities, the 192.86 is getting dangerously close to the 0618 target, which is 190.88. So now that gives us a natural area or a second area of support, which could in technicalities be considered another demand zone for a bull run. Okay, so these are very aggressive entries. They are not by any means conservative. Okay, so conservative entries would be waiting for a retracement back to the space of about 184 to 187. Okay, that would be conservative. But at this point, there could be room for a continuation to the upside, as Tesla has already made momentous moves to that upside even still. Okay, so this is it's looking all good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I don't want to give you any FUD. I just want to give you the flat out truth. 12-hour RSI, we can't trust this. Okay, very tiny pivot. We never want to trust that. Let's look at the daily. Okay, daily approaching that gravitational zone, very likely going to continue on to the upside. And now the buy daily, we touched on this, right? Crossing the 14-day simple moving average was with an upside pivot and very near that gravitational zone. Good thing for the buy daily, right? Crossing on an upward pivot here on the 3-day. All of these things are indicative of a continuation to the upside, but if there will be some type of trap here, guys, it would be based on a negative read on our CPI, on our rate hike. Okay, guys, so that would be the essential bull trap, and it would have us capitulate back down to relevant supports. For example, the NDX, it would probably capitulate down several points, and the SPY also. Okay, eventually covering this gap here and potentially dropping down to a level of about 390.86. Keep an eye on these things, okay, because Tesla can very well be the catalyst to make things either go or come back down, as well as Apple, as well as other mega caps as well. So now that will do it for the broader markets, including Tesla. Okay, you guys, so very good things here in line for us. All right, so What's up, chat? I haven't seen anybody right here. Diego Rivera, man, are you spamming me right now? What is the deal, my dude? So you're looking at FRC? That was that bank that we were looking at the last time, bro. So let's see. Let me go ahead and put it up on here, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. We already went through 3 tickers, blazing through them, right? So everything good. What's up, Steven? Let's see. So you're saying, yo, Arca, any advice as I got so screwed on DLYT today after holding it for a week? I added 20% stop loss. No, wait. So you got stopped out at 20%? On a what time frame? Please let me know. Abner Cruz, dude, that's very kind of you, man. Thank you so much. Saying, hi, Lord Arca, if time permits, can you look at PYXS? How can I ever say no to that with a huge donation like that, dude? I don't know that I can get to it live, but you know that we always, we can always look at it between me and you, right? So by the way, I did get your email. And I did get your, for both of you, right? So I am in the process of creating your welcome packages for the ArcMastersCourse Track 2. Okay, which, by the way, you guys, the link is in the description below if you are interested in reserving a seat. But yeah, so Abner, PYXS, I will definitely put it here in my notes. Hold on just a sec. And also add it into the schedule up here. Okay, so thank you so much for coming by. I hope everything is okay with you. I hope work is providing, and I hope the family is well and healthy, right? So I actually have never seen that ticker. So PYXS is definitely something that all of us should actually keep a lookout for, right? Because Abner actually calls out some pretty nice plays, and they tend to work out for the community very well. Thank you, Abner. That's very kind of you. So let's go ahead and add it into here, and we'll make sure. So oncology, right? Nice. Huge upside already. Very interesting times here. All right. So we got it in there, my dude. So yeah, and now going back to Diego, I have it up on the schedule, my dude. So let's just go ahead and rip through these tickers as fast as humanly possible, right? So yeah, I wanted to come back to the chat and say what's up to the people, right? Because I have not been in there, right? So Stick Vicious saying peep COSM 45 seconds, of course. Stick Vicious is probably one of the gnarliest contributors here to the family, right? So I have to, you guys, okay? So there's no way in hell I can ever say no to my battle. So yes, for a quick look like that, of course, man, let's go ahead and look at that. Well, first of all, I want to just see the RSI, and the whole story can be told really fast. I like to elaborate to tell you guys exactly what can be done, right? So if I'm looking at this immediately, just like this, consolidation in the immediate short-term time frame, followed by a downside continuation, and we still have consolidation in the upper time frames. Okay, so that means that this asset is absolutely pensive in waiting for what could be happening within the rate hikes. Okay, so let's see what we have here on the 12-hour. Okay, so price action is looking like this is a dangerous zone, okay? So it's not dangerous in the fact of where it's going to capitulate. It's dangerous in the fact that it could capitulate based on the failure of this demand zone, okay? We are at demand right now, okay? So this is a very, very strong demand zone, and I want everybody to pay attention to this real quick because this is a great opportunity to look at this, okay? Look at this. The last time I'm sorry. I actually meant to go right on up to these candles here. I missed it by just a couple cents. There we go. Okay, perfect. We want to make sure that these candles, if it's hard to look at them, right? But they are touching right down to that touch. Both of these. Okay, and right, this one too. So the last time we actually came back down to this area here, the last 2 times, check it out. We came back down to this zone here, explosion. We came back down to this zone here, explosion. Man, we are teetering around a very dangerous area for both the shorts and the longs. Man, very interesting here, okay? So that's why I'm saying it's dangerous. It's not only dangerous for the longs, but it's very dangerous for the shorts here too, because this is a very, very psychological point that can have us either rip to the upside or not, right? So this is crazy here, you guys, okay? So it's approaching a very interesting time here. All right, so let's see on stochastic momentum. Man, oh man, check this out. 8-hour time frame in critical volatility, already starting in its expansion phase with an upside pivot on stochastic momentum. Guys, this is very, very cool times here, okay? There could be setups left and right. 4-hour critical volatility here in critical contraction, upside expansion starting, upside pivot here. All right, anything can happen in the markets, okay? Just know that. Anything can happen, but just know for a fact. Look, somebody's saying good morning to me. That's how you know the Arca's worldwide. All right, so just know that things are getting very interesting here. So if the RSI is suggesting some downside in the immediate short-term timeframes, expect a touch, guys, and even embrace it. Embrace the touch back down to 280, because if we do get those touches here, that would be further validation for even more contraction and an even more explosive move to the upside. I definitely love what I'm seeing here, and it already looks like another thing that we're looking at here. I know it's a little bit more than 45 seconds. My apologies, guys, but there is an opportunity to be handed here and to be looked at, okay? Notice that this is essentially, I'm sorry, not all the way down here, right? So it could be pertinent to this area here, okay? These are two sets of right-angled triangles, okay, which are the only formations that I will ever suggest as you know, mathematically backed and psychologically backed for an upside continuation. Both of these formations do have some upside, okay? So I just don't like the fact that, you know, if anything, actually the higher term time frame one, this one here, could actually be favored more as a falling wedge than it would be anything else, right? So contact right over here, contact right over here, contact with the closing of this candle, bottom side of this candle here. The next 12-hour iteration could fail it just like these failed, just like this failed here, and then an upside can continue, okay? So based on the formation itself, let's go ahead and get an upside probability here, okay? Usually these falling wedges present an upside bullishness to them when they're about 65 to 70% to the apex of the triangle, okay? So that would be arguably around here. All right, so the upside is looked, let's see, the price objective is taking us to 604, and now the right angle triangle here, from this area to this area, right? So that's another one here. So we can actually take that trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle down to the lowest point of the triangle and then apply it to that breakout zone too. Go ahead and notice that they're well within each other, okay? So, I mean, wow. 562 to about 606. That gives us now a range of resistance based on two different types of traders, right? So very curious times there. Another way we can go ahead and validate these targets here is by taking a fib from the current range high to the current range low, right? So let's go ahead and take an inverse, I'm sorry, a retracement of a fib target here. So the ratios are actually giving us the 1.618 located right at 593. Interesting times here, guys. Okay, come on, man. Come on. Throw a like in this video already. I just literally expressed to you some correlation like never before, okay? First of all, notice here that we're within a chop zone, okay? And when we're within a range like this, that makes trading a little easier for retail. Why? Because we're able to identify the range, okay? So right now, we're at the lower end of the range. The likelihood of breaking down to the, you know, below this range here is not so great, but embrace the possibility as well, okay? So yes, this does look pretty juicy. So there is a floor potentially found here, but we need more validations and we cannot trade this on the rate hike day, okay? But yes, there could be a potential for an upside here since we are in this chop box. Okay, so the upside probabilities for this can be measured within volatility and momentum, right? But if we're looking at an upside thrust here to meet this potential, you're looking at an immediate 85% to the upside, followed by a potential 100%, which is very similar to the upside that I looked at from our other statistical backtest of 100.07%. Very interesting 100.08 to the 1.618. My goodness and my goodness gracious. All right. Very interesting times here. Diego Rivera giving me a 170 target. Let me see that 170. There could be a possibility of the 170 if we did fail that. 170 could be that next demand zone. I'm not sure that we have the liquidity there for it, right? Because that's an exponential drop. So be very careful, okay? So Monster Mike, thank you so much for your donation. That's very kind of you. Thank you, thank you. So now Stick Fish is coming through again, my dude. Battle, you didn't need to spend that much time, but thank you, Battle. But guys, know that I actually like to present opportunities like this regardless. So I know you said 45 seconds, but if there's an opportunity for the retail, then I will absolutely present it, right? So Battle, I don't want you to stick around here too long, okay? Please make sure to spend time with the fam bam, and we can always touch bases later, right, guys? So again, in respects to the rate hike increases tomorrow, guys, we are not going to be rating these tickers, okay? So very interesting thing here happening for the COSM asset, okay, you guys? So let's go ahead and just end off that ticker symbol COSM and move right on to the next one, right? So let's see what we have in store here for us. So that's going to be the ticker symbol IDEX, right? So let's see what it's got. Let's just see what it's got. Right? I mean, anything can really play in the markets tomorrow, right? It's literally fair play anyway. So good times here. I'm going to move COSM over here to make sure that I can look at the notes later, right? So IDEX requested yesterday. I believe I was not able to get to it, but all good in the hood, guys. We're definitely here now. I'm liking that this thing is already super bottomed out, right? But let's just see how bottomed out it is historically speaking. We definitely hit, oh my goodness, was this just a few days ago? When was this? So we hit the all-time low of 0989. And that was on, Monday. Damn. My dude, Aiden Davis, Arca, you are great, man. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you. So thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate the way the outlook is coming in, right? COSM is looking pretty good, right? FRC will be in the schedule here, right up here, Diego. So keep an eye on that, okay? Sean Harris, IDEX earnings on Friday. They're coming up, right? So it's saying it's Monday here, but it's for sure Friday. Kit Kittredge, what's up? VDRM, where's the resistance? My goodness. So let's go ahead and add that into the chart, and we'll go ahead and continue on, right? So you're looking at VDRM. We'll try our best. We'll try our best to get to it, right? So I do like the fact that it is what is it called? And it is an OTC play, meaning that there's no options. But if you're looking at a quick resistance here, I can give that to you. It's let's see, 0297. You're looking on the 12-hour resistance. If you're looking at shorter time frame resistances, then expect that to be at, let's see, discretionary, very discretionary right here, but it could be the space between 0243 to about 0306 as a range, okay? And then if you still have the potential to continue on, this is a breakout out of a falling wedge, okay? So you can figure out that target just like this, okay? Check it out. You'll just take the triangle, right? From the top side of the triangle to the lower end of the triangle, and that would be just like that. You apply it to the point of breakout, which could be right at about here. Your target is coming up to about 809 over the next maybe 5 to 8 days, potentially, if it could even reach that high, right? So that's a potential way to look at the things. Validated with some fibs. Take it from the range high to the range low. Notice that the 4.618 golden mean located right at this right here. So that's kind of like the way to look at things, right? So that's gonna do it for that one. No problem whatsoever. IDEX is next, guys. Let's see what we got in line. So this is gonna be facing the earnings. I think Sean Harris was saying on Friday, but for some reason the algorithm here for TradingView is telling us that the earnings are actually on Monday, May 15th, and we actually did get them already. So December 22nd, actually, this is the period ending December 22nd. Yeah, this is the earnings. They were already reported. So it's looking like, this is definitely looking like the earnings are in respects to the upside that we're facing right now. And it came in as an earnings beat. Okay, so I'm not sure if this has a... Right, yes, guys, remember, COSM does have the 2 acquisitions completing and earnings all within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Zip Doctor and all that good stuff, right? So remember that for COSM, okay? Thank you, Stig. So if the earnings already played out in this, I'm not sure that they have already been realized, as sometimes the price action for good earnings can lead to about a 6 to 7 day average. And I'm talking about particular to AMC, because I did study that in the past, and I noticed then in other tickers following that there was a correlation to that, week to 2 weeks of processing time or whatever, right? So that we can continue on to the upside. So with that said, we have to now validate our thesis for a continuation to the upside based on a good earnings read, right? So let's go ahead and load up our tools. Let's see. We want to look at volatility. Let's look at momentum. We'll get momentum from 2 opinions too. All right. We'll load up the RSI. And we'll load up the stochastic oscillator as well, as those are increasingly important to my strategy in particular. Okay, you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at some potentials here. Okay, so we are at critical contraction right now on the 12-hour with a downside pivot, but the downside pivot doesn't look so convincing. This could be corrective. Okay, so if we are in a contraction phase right now and we're suggesting a potential mean reversion, let's take a look at the ARC reversion variant. So this is actually my code, you guys. This is something that I've been developing. So okay, so definitely very good that we're looking at this right now, as it's suggesting that the mean is located at about 12 cents, and definitely know that we've resisted at the mean several times, so we could be on our way to that right now. We are sitting at 11.22, and that mean is located at 12 cents. I didn't write this tab. The algorithm writes it for me, right? It leaves it right there for us. Okay, so let's see if we can validate an upside. Let's go to the 30-minute immediate short term and refer to our momentum based on the RSI. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the ARC reversion variant, and let's see if we can get some upside validations here. First of all, we are building, after an upside right here, we are building this ascending triangle. Okay, so ascending triangles could be a sign of a continuation formation to the upside in the short term. Okay, so another bullish thing here is that we are potentially preparing, maybe on the 2-hour or 4-hour time frame, a breakout out of a descending or a falling wedge. Sorry, that wedge also has the potentials for an upside. And if I were to just give this a quick little guess as to where that upside can be, very likely it could be located at about 12 cents or 12.12. And why is that familiar? Well, because we just saw it on the ARC reversion variant 12-hour mean. Okay, so the 12-hour mean is taking us to the 12 cents as well. Lots of rhyming already happening within that 12-cent area. Okay, so let's continue and see if we can continue validating that potential thesis for an upside. Okay, so we need to get thank you, Stig. Mark Roach saying Arca is in algo. Maybe I am. All right, so everyone who has all the master students, right? So, and potential future master students for the ArcMastersCourse will receive access to these indicators. Okay, so please go ahead and refer to those links in the description below if you would like to. Otherwise, I will be making these indicators available to the public for, I haven't even figured out the price just yet, but the algos are almost done. Okay, you guys. So now let's continue on that validation. Okay, we saw the 12-hour, right? So good. We know that, I'm sorry, the 12-hour, the 12-hour, 12-cent mean. I'm sorry, there's too much 12 there, right? So let's get a fib retracement from the current high and see what we have, right? So notice here the 1.618 at 11.69, very close to that 12. And notice the 12.12 target from the 30-minute descending triangle that we were looking at, right at the 2.272, right where we said. So there's a lot of rhyming here, guys, and there's a lot of suggestion for an upside continuation for IDEX. Okay, so I want to continue validating this. Please know here that the bi-hourly time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Still, critical volatility, upside on the bi-hourly. Let's go to the 6-hour. So 6-hour RSI looks like it's about to find some support from the 14-day simple, and the faster time frame the faster time frame from the stochastics, which is a 3-day exponential moving average, is now pivoting towards the upside within the bullish control zone, and we're at critical volatility here. Okay, so there could be a corrective move to the downside, potential loading zone found at 0.618 at about 1103, followed by an impulsive move to the upside. Okay, so let's continue validating those. So the 12-hour we already looked at. So let's see, 8-hour already giving us a pivot towards the upside, which means that consolidation or reaccumulation zone could be likely within the next day. Okay, so now the daily time frame already with an upside pivot as well. The reason why I'm calling this one, I don't like little pivots like this, but the fact that it's getting very close to that gravitational zone could be indicative of a continuation to the upside. Okay, by daily RSI, let's see what it's got. Man, oh man. Okay, so yes, guys, yes. We could be trying to find, I think this was the floor. Okay, well, first of all, I do believe that this is the floor. Okay, so if we are at the floor, that means that the potential setups are now within, oh dude, wow. So buy daily, 3-day, 5-day, damn. Okay, so we already have multiple time frames suggesting an upside here. Critical expansion already trying to mean revert, and we also have an upside pivot on the buy daily IDEX. Okay, so what could that mean? Now I want to see the reversion variant in the buy daily to see if we have any suggestions for that. No way. So we have the reversion variant suggesting a buy daily target of 15 cents, and we already got the first average in right here. So guys, that's kind of how the algo works, right? Please notice that it buys at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, sells at the resistances of the mean or the top side, or at any weakness that we can see, right? So just like this, buys at the bottom, buys at the top, regardless of how the price action moves. It just does it automatically. Okay, so this is how the algo is suggesting it. There could very well be another buy signal here tomorrow, and then that upside thrust, right? So I do see a continuation of consolidation or reaccumulation all throughout tomorrow, right? And potentially the next day to the areas of the golden pocket. Okay, so this is being suggested, and that's very bullish for us to sit within. Okay, so what I'm suggesting is a drop. Okay, so now if we're looking at the drop targets, then yeah, 1087 to 1103, huge loading zone before a rip to the upside, starting at a resistance of about 1169 to 12 cents, 1212 being exact, right? This space right here would be that resistance touch. Hold on just a sec. Let me just go ahead and draw it in like this. Resistance found right here, come back to the 1146, 1.272, validation of the top side of our current highs, then continue onwards and upwards. Okay, the next target to look at would be the 1301 to 1278 at the 3.618 to 3.272. This would be likely for us to come back down and test the range of the 2.618 and 2.272 before eventually reaching 15 cents at the mean. Okay, so this is a pretty nice play. Okay, so IDEX is looking very good, but we have to keep an eye on it. Okay, Power Lifter, good to see you here in the chat. I do have to check. I have to take a look at a few other comments right over here. So let me just go ahead and end off with ticker symbol IDEX, and I know that I got a few responses here. Let me go back in and check it out. So, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, right? So is that Baruch? So thank you very much, Arca. I must go back to sleep, and have a good night, morning, everyone. I wish you a green day. That's very kind of you, my dude. Thank you so much, and I wish you very well. All right, so let's see what it's got. Eric Powerlifter, what's up, my dude? So brother, hope you're well, sir. Arca, and saw some green in your day for the account. Yes. Same for everyone else in here. Play smart. Yes, definitely play smart tomorrow. Okay, you guys. So Mr. Levitt's giving that 12. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, 12 is crazy within this target. So I think that 12 cent zone would be that resistance touch before the retracement, right? And then a continuation to that upside. It's going to be a zigzag. It's going to be kind of an emotional roller coaster, but sometimes the statistics give us that probability, right? So Mark Roach, 12 eggs, $6. So hamburger, $7. Arca indicator priceless. My dude, I agree. Oh my goodness. So Newfie saying Arca on fire. No, that's actually the broader market's on fire, giving us some good plays today. So let's go ahead and finish off that ticker symbol IDEX, take a quick sip of water and move on to the next one, which is going to be what was it? HNRC, right? So I haven't looked at this one just yet. And it looks like we're already in the process of a potential mean reversion, meaning that mean reversion to the downside. Huge support over here at 1384, but no worries. We're going to go ahead and validate those moves just as soon as I can take a quick little sip of water right here. So chat, I really appreciate everybody for coming by. I know that it's a weird day today, right? But we still have some preparation to do for the next days. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Send some hellos. Chat over here. I know I see 62 people in here, but for some reason we see about 8 people chatting, right? So it's all good. My silent watchers, I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for participating and for being here. Okay, you guys. Thank you, Mark. Definitely like, definitely subscribe. Let's take a sip. All right, cool. Now we're back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next ticker, and that's going to be HNRC, just like we said, right, guys? So referencing volatility and momentum already. Okay, I see that we're critically overextended here. We're at max expansion, which could be in respects to this move here, right? So I'm not saying that this is the end for this ticker. I'm just saying that we are at a critical place. So if we're going to look at historical value, let's just see how high we can actually take. Well, first of all, let's note where we are, right? So the current position of the stochastics oscillator, we're at 90%, about 91%, right? So a lot of times, please notice already, okay, this iteration here, this iteration right here, the current one, of course, we have this one right over here, this one, this one, this one, and that would be the end of the trading history. So we already have a few iterations from which we've reversed from. Okay, so it's already at a dangerous location. Okay, but if we're looking at upside, I mean continuation, then there is this iteration back here from October 8th, 2015, and we reached about 100.05%. So pretty much maxed out of momentum here, and it looks like we've also zeroed out negative numbers here before, right, on stochastics. So what I'm saying is that it does seem to be respecting its maxes, right? So there is a few iterations where we maxed out, just like this one here, just like this one here. These are all 100%, these squares, right? So that shows you that it does have the potential to continue to the upside even still. So only because we have a downside right here on the daily, it doesn't mean that it's the end. It just means that it could reaccumulate and continue on. Okay, because there are several iterations to where that happens, right? So, I mean, any of these iterations, right here, weakness, and then pops up, right? So weakness right over here, then pops up. Weakness right over here, pops up. So this is one of the weaknesses down here, right? I know it's hard to see, right? So one weakness right here, and then it pops up. So we're at another weakness right now. Okay, so these are the things that you would essentially backtest and you would get the probabilities for throughout the entire trading history of a particular time frame, and then you would get the samples, and then you would, you know, create a mean per statistics based on a data set that you collect, right? So that'll increase your edge, that'll increase the probabilities for either an upside thesis or a downside thesis or even a consolidation thesis. Okay, so let's continue on the analysis here and look at our averages, right? So let me go ahead and load up ARC averages here, as this gives me really fast. It gives me the SMA 10, 50, 100 and 200 day moving averages, simple moving average periods, right? So notice today's price action coming right back down to that SMA 10 for a support, and we're facing resistance from this candle low. Okay, so when we break market structure like this, there could be a continuation to the downside, but we need to validate that. Okay, first of all, the daily time frame already suggesting that there could be a continuation to the downside at the 14-day simple moving average down here at 54.77%, which could be indicative of this candle high here. 1657 could be another continuation to the downside before a bounce. Okay, so now I want to take a look at the RSI in shorter time frame. So let's go from the immediate short-term time frame and see what the averages are saying. Okay, so already finding relevant support at the SMA 100 And what we don't like here is that the SMA 10 on a 30-minute period has crossed below the 50-day simple moving average. That's not usually the best thing, and price action has succeeded into making a resistance out of that SMA 10. This could potentially face a chop zone for the 30-minute before we can validate an upside or a downside continuation. Some people also look at formations within this time frame, okay? There is the potential of looking at what's called a dead cat bounce, right? So you're looking at it right here. So literally capitulation and then that arc, and that creates a dead cat bounce formation. Now when we're starting to make this ascent, then there could be a continuation to the upside, but that upside is very speculative since we are in a short-term time frame, okay? That's very, very dangerous. And what am I looking at? It could be another bearish formation with a range though. Okay, so this means that it could present an opportunity for those trapped. What you're looking at here is an ascending triangle. Okay, so an ascending triangle after a downside is very bearish. Okay, so I'm sorry, a symmetrical triangle, my apologies. So the symmetrical triangle formation after a downside signals a potential continuation formation. Okay, so this would be indicative of a downside move that could be pretty exponential. Okay, so now let's take that probability. The objective here for the price is to take the price action, I'm sorry, the trend line from the top of the candle from which the formation starts to the lower end, right? Then we apply it to the supposed area of breakout, which could be at about 65 to 70% to the apex. Okay, so if that could be around this area here, then so be it. Notice that if it is suggesting that downside, it's taking us right to the SMA 200 at 1398. So this could be the potential support zone. Okay, and not to even mention here, if I extend this, notice the top side of this candle here. So that gives us now even more validation that there could be a support touch right down into this area. Okay, so the SMA 200 is discretionary. So now if we are able to correct this, then we do it like this. Okay, we do it to all of these points of resistance, right? And to the upside. And meaning the resistance from this candle, resistance from this candle here, we can take a very discretionary type of demand zone and then look where the SMA 200 lands, right at the resistance, right? So now you know that there could be a potential drop to this area here. Okay, so if that is the case in a macro perspective, or a larger perspective, then all we would be doing is creating what is called an Elliott wave impulse structure. Okay, so that usually happens when we have an upside, then we come back and test the current highs of the previous resistance, then we make another upside, then we come back and test the highs of the highest point from the next wave, and then creates another one. What I'm saying is that this is following a type of higher high, higher low structure. Okay, you guys, so this is it's a little typical, but it is dangerous. Okay, so as there is a potential, this is another way, a very discretionary way for you to look at it like this. Okay, so I'm sorry, I have to take it from the very bottom side, right down here. And if we connect the dots, I'm talking about to all of these right here, like this one here. Notice where the trend line ends. So it's coming right to the same target that we're looking at, right? So it's very speculative, and I'm giving you ways to kind of look at the markets, right, without actually making statistical backtests. But by the way, I wouldn't suggest any other way. And now looking at the 4-hour time frame, huge resistance from the SMA 200, rejection right now, converting the SMA 10 into a resistance and suggesting a continuation to the downside. If I'm going to be very honest here, you guys, the downside is more likely than not, and I am favoring the bears in this situation. 4-hour critical volatility, definitely suggesting a downside continuation here. We could be in a mean reversion. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the reversion variant and see what that target is being suggested as. Okay, so the mean variant is telling us that we could be on the 4-hour 17 cent bounce. Okay, so meaning that this would be the support touch before coming back up and validating this as a form of resistance. Okay, so then we would come back down and continue. So 17 cents bounce, resistance validation, continuation to the downside, potentially 1436 or 1430, and then eventually reaching the very confluent demand zone right down here. Okay, you guys, so that's Elliott wave is actually creating let's see, A, B, C, this would be D, and then E would be located somewhere up above here, which could be in line to this to this support range right over here at about 36.71. So bears definitely taking control here, and then longs could actually take a very nice win to the upside, and that win is not even visible just quite yet. Okay, you guys, we need to validate the downside first. Almost every momentum and volatility structure is suggesting a downside, not even to mention the 8-hour. Look at this huge nosedive, very likely downside. Okay, you guys, so definitely watch out for what's happening within this. If you are looking for a saving grace to the upside, it may happen in the very short term. Okay, so as the 15 minute, it's suggesting a mean reversion to about 20 cents, 20.07 to be exact, before a rejection and a continuation to the downside, eventually realizing the continuation formation in a bearish manner. Okay, you guys, so that's going to do it for ticker symbol HNRC. We need to move to the next one, which is a lot of people asking me about this next ticker. Okay, ticker symbol TENX. Huge upside. It already made a 13.6% recovery from which what it lost actually from the last few days, right? So very interesting times coming up from this ticker. Okay, so I know I have a little bit of a mess right over here, and we will see what these potentials are. So already noticing that we have a very nice structure here, bullish engulfing, and it is suggesting a continuation to the upside. It did meet the target, right? So very good things here. I'm gonna get rid of these the fib messes here, and take a look at what is up next for 10X. Let me take a sip of water, guys. I'm getting a little parched. All right. We're back and in action. So let's go ahead and see what ticker symbol 10X is telling us. Please remember that we were already looking at a potential upside from this because of volatility versus momentum. Bi-daily, we have critical volatility at expansion, right? Above the 90 percentile. We also have an upside suggestion in both the short-term time frame and the longer-term time frame, exponential 3 period and the simple 14 period. Okay, so both of these are suggesting an upside. Okay, so on the bi-daily, now there could be another mean reversion. Okay, so this, I mean, that's usually what volatility versus momentum indicate, right? Reversions to the mean. So $1.08 is essentially what it's suggesting on the bi-daily. This is a huge upside though, okay? Hold on, we're gonna look at the shorter time frame. So for now, let's go ahead and take the swing high to the swing low of the bi-daily iteration that we have here in fibs. Okay, so let's go ahead and notice that the 2.618 is giving us 98.38, which is just under 10 cents from the mean, so that can already give us a resistance range. Okay, so just like this, we can take that resistance range and see what the potential upsides are. So now, taking this into consideration, it's funny that my discretionary resistance here is still located right at the 1.618, so suggesting an upside continuation to that area. Okay, so now I can see something here. Something's happening within this candle structure here, other than the fact that we do have a bullish engulfing, other than the fact that the mean is suggested in a 108, and other than the fact that volatility versus momentum is suggesting upside with a contraction phase, and the RSI finding support from the 14 with an upside pivot. Oh my goodness, I see something here. Okay, so other than those correlations and those rhymes, let's go ahead and take a look at the potentials within the shorter time frame candle structures here. Okay, shorter time frame, I mean really like 12-hour or 8-hour minimum, right? So, all right, there it is. And yes, we are breaking out of a triangle right now. Okay, so I haven't seen 10X because it upset me so much, right? So a very interesting breakout here, and it is a bullish breakout. So we can take in a discretionary manner the top side of the triangle, and you're going to be wondering why I said top side from this and not from here. I'll explain that right now. Hold on just a sec, you guys. So very likely could be this triangle here. Okay, so if we are looking at an upside from this, take the trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle all the way down to the lower point of the triangle, apply it to the 65 to 70% breakout zone, which could be already happening right now. But honestly, I don't like that the formation feels a little forced. So let's go to the 8-hour and see if we can create a falling wedge. Sorry, I always say descending like by mistake, right? So let me get rid of this trend line here and feel it out from this point here, okay, as that may actually be better fit. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do it like that in just a moment, you guys, and let's see what we have as far as, let's see, it could be just like this, right? So very, very cool. Okay, breaking out of the 80% zone or 85% zone, which is usually just outside of our expectations, right? So yeah, now let's go ahead and take that trend line yet again from the top side of the triangle to the lower end of the triangle. Now let's apply it. You got stopped out on Monday, Mark. Well, you got stopped out, so I assume you were in profit, so that's good. The upside suggestion for the 8-hour falling wedge is located at about 72.32. Let me see the high of this candle. You can see the right up here, these little digits, opening for O, H for high, L for low, and closing for close, right? C for close. So let's go ahead and hover over this candle here and see what that high is. So 72.55, and the top side of this is suggesting 72.02. Okay, so very confluent to some resistances here. That's, I mean, it's nice to know that it is confluent, right? So if we're gonna take a short-term fib, we can actually validate that too. Okay, let me take a very short-term fib and see where we currently are. Okay, so geometrically speaking, we already found the resistance from the 4.618, so I like it. All right, now in taking into consideration a larger term swing high to swing low, we can do that and just see if the target on the top matches any of the of our, yeah, so it's getting very close to the 2.272, and the 2.272 is a very, very important target to look at. Okay, so yeah, you guys, I see that TENX can continue on to the upside in the short term. Of course, remember the last time we looked at this, it just I'm sorry, the last time we were at a peak high, it just sold out of nowhere, right? I get it. It was a fundamental catalyst, which was very negative. And it capitulated, which is very, very shitty, to say the very least, right? So, Optimal ITV saying 10X is waiting on a patent grant due to any day now. Wow. Okay, look at this. So, we have critical volatility now starting a contraction phase, upside momentum, and we have the RSI with another momentum bias towards the upside too. Okay, so actually, this is making me very curious now. Okay, come on, load any day now. Okay, so the upside pivot is still relevant from the 4-hour. Let's see, the 6-hour time frame upside pivot. We're actually crossing above the moving average here. I'm talking about the volatility component, the spectrum line, right? So let's continue on. The 8-hour with a huge upside suggestion. 12-hour, yeah, definitely upside here as well. Let's see, daily. Starting to pivot, and it looks like the play would be very much happening in the higher time frames. Okay, so notice that the 3-day volatility is barely pivoting towards the upside. I think if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow, yeah, check it out. Tomorrow will be the 5-day and 3-day closures of those candles. Okay, so meaning that we closed upside of this range here, which could be about 56.90. This is a bullish statement for 10X and would essentially suggest a continuation to the upside, and one of those upsides actually could be, holy goodness gracious. Okay, so yeah, the weekly, the 5-day, the 3-day, the bi-daily, and no, yeah, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially maybe it's actually starting the curve right now. Wow. Okay, so 5 upper term time frames suggesting an upside, which means that the upside could likely happen in not so short term. It would actually happen maybe within a few days from now. Okay, so if that is the case, then we are printing reversal candles on the macro time frames. these are hammers, right? So usually at the end of a downtrend, they suggest an upside continuation. So let me look at the 3-day and the buy daily as well, as there could be floor. We could potentially be at a floor. Okay, so if it is going to suggest a mathematical upside or a statistical upside, then it could be pretty potent. It could be, I mean, this capitulation is very nice because there's nothing historically blocking it, right? So meaning that if we are able to get outside, to succeed outside the 80-70 and convert this with a minimum 8-hour candle as a support, closing basis, then the upside is very easy. That would be a smooth reach to about 159. So again, guys, don't take this as financial advice. This is another thing to notice too. It's a broadening descending wedge, which is a bullish formation by nature. Okay, so we are at test number 1, 2, and 3, followed by the capitulation phase, just like always, right? And then this reaccumulation period would suggest a continuation to the upside to eventually test the test number 4 and true breakout number 4. Okay, so if it does fail it's going to be normal for it. It'll come back, it'll retrace back to these lows here, or the highs here, 166, and then actually attempt it at breakout number 5, validate, and continue on to the upside. TENX has an overall topside target per the playbook rules of a broadening descending wedge, $6.16. But that, I mean, I don't know how that can be figured really fast. Man, so damn, bro, is still going. Respect, my dude. Thank you. So yeah, there could be something happening here for 10x, and it could be very explosive. It just sucks, right, that we got shaken out from this run from, I mean, I'm talking about 45 to 80 cents. That was a momentous run. It's awesome, right? So what I'm saying is that the opportunity could be reintroduced again. Sebastian saying sold at the floor. My dude. Goodness gracious, man. What would I do without you, Sebastian? All right, guys. So that's going to do it for 10x. I do see an upside coming in, but definitely watch out because the upside is not immediately. It would be suggested for the coming days. Okay, I get it. We have a huge pump to the upside, but remember the shorter time frame momentums, okay? The momentum suggestions from the shorter time frames are a little overextended, still suggesting upside, right? But the conservative trader will wait for the push to the upside, right, to potentially 72 from 64 cents, retracement back to about 64 cents, then long that opportunity. But the aggressive trader will wait. The aggressive trader will enter at current position, potentially gambling on the potential 72 cents, and then potentially sell out here, right? But a lot of those times, you know, the sell could happen at 71.09 respects to this candle here. And then you get caught holding, right? So then you won't have the liquidity that you want to trade for the next day. All right, you guys. So yeah, I'll go ahead and include it on here, my brother. I'm not sure that I will be able to get to it, but HUBC will be included here, and I'll definitely leave it on there. Okay, guys. So that's gonna do it for ticker symbol 10x. And there is, remember, guys, just please remember. By the way, HUBC, just real quick, I'm expecting a bounce from 2.618. Okay, or about 176, will retrace back to that 212 and then continue on to the downside. It's still being suggested, bro. I just looked at this recently, okay? My bottom side targets are first, remember, I'm talking about 177, or there was the space between 177 to 168, bounce all the way up here, right, to the target of about 212, retracement back to eventually reach the target of about 150 to 141, which is very confluent to these golden means, and then we would come back to the 2.618 at 168, bounce from this area, and eventually reach the bottom side target, which would be about 132. Okay, or actually, I'm going to be tighter, 135. All right, so this is a dangerous play, and it is suggesting downside. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, but I just want you to know that it's still this is a bearish formation, and this is a bearish play. Okay, so steer clear longs. Do not. Okay, even momentum is still suggesting a continuation to the downside, setting up a very nice bounce, very likely to happen within the range of about 135 to 141 for a huge upside. Okay, so that's not yet present. Okay, that still days away. All right, you guys. So yeah, so let me just go ahead and just give you that quick little HUBC thing right there before we move on and look at the next ticker, right? So what do we have? What do we have? What's next in line, guys? So we have, yeah, ticker symbol EPAZ is the next one. I know we have a lot of yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha. So thank you. You were just looking at it. No problem at all. I'm very happy to provide that that outlook, right? So man, EPAZ is looking like it could be finding a very relevant support soon. But let's validate, okay? But before we do that validation, let me take a sip of water. Getting thirsty again. There we go. So newcomers, please go ahead and consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Let's finesse that like button, right? So we can get some more people in the chat, right? So guys, just to give you a quick rundown over what we looked at for EPAZ the last time, it's actually, is that handsome Cal? Okay, you're talking to Cal, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. We have some pretty nice plays coming up, dude. I'll go over them with you, but COSM is looking like it's ready to pop some interesting little green candles, right? And we definitely have a IDEX potentially finding a bottom soon with a mean of about 15 cents, 12-cent resistance. HNRC is looking like it could be a good short play. This could be a very nice short play, actually, suggesting a downside after potential touch to about 20 cents, all the way back down to the space of about 14 to about 13. So huge gains on that short perspective. TENX is suggesting upside too. My dude, we have some good plays in line. We'll go over, my bro. So yeah, EPAZ, guys, I want to just update you into what's happening within EPAZ, right? So I know that you saw the drawing just before I blocked it, but I blocked it for a reason, just so you can see where the candles are kind of sitting, right? So this is a massive descending channel, okay? So some people may be looking at this like a huge, maybe even a weekly or bi-weekly triangle, which, yeah, I see it too. You know, we can actually play it that way as well, but let me load up a new, as it actually may be a better approach to that, right? So actually it could be, damn. All right, so yeah, I'm committing to it. I'm committing to an upper time frame reaccumulation triangle. So let's go ahead and pull up ticker symbol EPAZ as a new load and take a look at that breakout out of a bi-weekly time frame. Okay, so load it up on log, and then yeah, wow. Okay, so yeah, let's take our trend lines, right? So from right here, let's start connecting the dots and see how confluent these dots are, right? So very, very confluent, actually. Nice. Come on. There we go. And I need just a little more space here. So as I do actually thinking maybe this candle here or this, yeah, actually it would be something like this. There we go. Okay, so yeah, it is looking like it's a huge macro scale falling wedge, and I'm telling you, the bigger the time frame, the bigger the effect, and the bigger the strike rate, right? So meaning that it has a more probability or a higher probability rate in the upper term time frame. So it just carries more weight by nature, right? So literally by physics. So we do have a huge breakout happening right now. What I don't like is that we haven't retraced back to validate the newly converted resistance into support, but that doesn't mean that it's over. It could very well realize its upside. So now let's take into consideration two methods for that upside suggestion. One of those methods is to take a trend line from the center of the triangle down to the lowest point, okay, just like this, and then you apply it to the area of breakout. Okay, so the breakout that we got was right in here. So let's just go ahead and take a look. We apply okay, so we definitely realized that upside too. Okay, so let's go ahead and now take another trend line, which is the second most popular way to look at it. The price objective can be figured out from the top side of the triangle to the lower end of the triangle. Then we can, I'm sorry, let me get rid of that and straighten this out. There we go. And then we can apply it to the area of breakout yet again, right? So let me just move it just a little bit to the side like this, but still within the same area as this one, right? So the upside or the projected target or price objective could be 373 based on the geometrics of this falling wedge, right? So as long as we're still within this structure, though, there is a little bit of risk here, okay? Because it's very interesting that the target here is landing at a zone which could be a very strong resistance and just another lower low, okay, or a higher low, sorry. So it would be something like this. Okay, so very interesting that it would take us very close to that target. So now it's making me feel that there is geometrics playing here, or there are geometrics playing here. Sorry for the grammar there. So let me go ahead and just take a look or take into consideration our shorter term, or I can do a range actually. Let me see if I can just do it from the previous bi-weekly closure, because this is going to be over in about 2 days and 15 hours. So a fib retracement from the previous week, bi-weekly, right? And let's just go ahead and see where that takes us. So this topside target is taking us just upside of the 2 fib, but this target here is taking us right to the 2.618 at 452. Notice the cursor all the way to the right, all the way to the right. I'm not talking about where the 2.618 is. I'm talking all the way to the right of the screen. You can see 451 on that gray price target. And you see that that's the resistance of our line right now of the higher low, right? So, and the 2.618 is located at 452. So huge confluence there. Okay, so I like it. It very well could be that target, right? So, but we need to validate what the upside is first. So if there could be accumulation right now, because what I do like, honestly, is the fact that we are sitting in the golden pocket. Okay, the golden pocket is located between the 0.382 and the 0.618. Okay, so this is a very bullish area to be sitting in the first place. And it looks like we rejected the outside of the golden pocket just recently. So let's go ahead and now start validating our potentials for the downside or the upside thesis. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. Let's load up our, oh, did I not have, there we go. So let's load up a volatility versus momentum, and also let's take a look at our shorter time frames RSI as well. Okay, so oh man, nice. Let me go to the daily real quick and see what the hell happened there. Oh goodness gracious, when was it that we looked at this? Let me see. The 13th. Goodness gracious, it happened. It went right up to our resistance. Nice. Almost to the penny too. Jeez. Okay, so very likely the resistance would have happened there, right? So cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so now let's just I'm sorry, I was just taken by how accurate that was. But let's continue on the analysis. Oh, and another Elliott wave cycle happening here. So A, B, C, D, E would definitely, man, I'm honoring this target still. 267 could be the shorter term time frame resistance that we're looking at. I definitely see it. Okay, all right. So, yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just really pensive over here because there's some serious setups happening here, but I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to catch this on the downside first, right? Because remember, we were looking at a potential what's called a pennant, because it's an upside, which could signal a continuation to the upside, but there is another bullish signal happening too, and this is a falling wedge on the daily. Okay, so if that is the case, then we could very well realize the pennant, and it could come back down over the next days to about 2 zeros and 8.5. Okay, but it would actually kill a zero again before we can actually knock down another zero back to 1 cent. Let's validate. Okay, 30-minute immediate short-term time frame. RSI is suggesting consolidation. We can't take that into consideration. It's okay. It's no big deal. Okay, so consolidation again on the bi-hourly, signaling the potential of the pennant being realized, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, 6-hour time frame. Let's see. Okay, so here it goes. 6-hour time frame suggesting a downside continuation. Okay, and this is pretty aggressive. All right, so let's see the 8-hour. The 8-hour is now about to face a resistance from both the 14-day simple and the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, likely downside. Let's go to the 12-hour. 12-hour with a nosedive at the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, suggesting downside. Okay. Downside approaching that gravitational zone on the daily, and the bi-daily making a very bearish cross. Okay, so yes, we're looking at now not a pennant. Okay, so we're looking at now a falling wedge. Downside target could be located at about 2087 before a bounce to the upside. Okay, so now we did get a very clear shooting star candle from the bi-daily iteration here, suggesting a downside. Not only that is that this is as well a bearish engulfing. Okay, so bi-daily bearish engulfing, very credible. Okay, so that we're getting signals to the downside, but there could be a very important downside touchdown here at that, I'm telling you, the 2087, because there could be an explosive upside to follow that. Okay, so we will continue validating that though. So notice the bi-daily volatility versus momentum suggesting downside as well, essentially mean reverting. And we can actually see what that bi-daily mean is. Okay, so let's pull up the ARC reversion variant and see where that target is. There you go. It's taking us to 1 cent. Why is it 1 cent? Well, I told you guys that let's just get very technical with it, okay? Go ahead and notice right over here that we're looking at the price tag over here, okay? Look at it there when I get to it, okay? Just like that. It's taking us to 2 zeros and 80, right? So that target that we were looking at from our discretionary target, 2087, very, very similar, right? So yeah, that's we're reverting right now. And also we got a short signal right up here. Nice. Good times, guys. All right, so yeah, that's my bias for EPAZ. But I do see a very strong bounce from this area, okay? But we need to validate those things as momentum will likely shock upon a downside continuation. Look at this, the not 236, 2 zeros and 86. Man, couldn't be any tighter. Jeez. Guys, very good stuff. All right, so that is going to do it for ticker symbol EPAZ. And guys, I definitely have room for another ticker. I'm not gonna cut it short, right? So we'll go ahead and look at ticker symbol FNGR and see what it's got for us, right? So FNGR, per our moderator, Sebastian Fingerlim, right? Sebastian Fingerlim, dude, what? Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, you guys, I don't know what to do without this guy. Sebastian Fingerlim, you want to look at IBIO or what? CRTD is still on the schedule, right? But it's sort of far away from us. But no, I mean, and I have to get to my toddler still. But Sebastian, are you saying IBIO or are you saying finger? You're pointing at finger here, but pointing at IBIO there. I'm kidding with you, man. I know it's FNGR, right? So Riza, what's up, my dude? Hey, bro. I actually looked at those other two tickers. I'm not sure if you noticed. I think it was I'll tell you which ones they are real quick, right? So CDMO, I think, was one of them. And FSLY, I think it was, if I remember correctly. Yeah, FSLY and CDMO were looked at, let's see, on the 19th. So I hope you got to see those, but oh, you did? Okay, good. That's good. All right, so I'm going to include that ticker as well, but I'm not sure that I can get to it today, my dude, because I have literally about 4 minutes through 2 minutes to go. All right, but no problem, dude. I'm gonna look at it real quick. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it on the schedule because I will look at it. Yeah, I think on the next live stream, right, my dude? But I really appreciate you coming by, and I really like to see you here, my dude. All right, so let me go ahead and just create a new chart out of it and leave it in the schedule so that we make sure that we don't forget it. So that's AEHR, and that. Oh, nice, man. So it's a NASDAQ ticker. Cool. And it's a very fair ticker, by the way. Very interesting to come from you. I thought you were only OTC plays, right? So this nice cap, 800. The float is so tiny. How the hell is that possible? Huge amount of earnings beats. Damn. Okay, what? This thing is frothy as hell, bro. It's already in price discovery. No way. This thing is already in price discovery like that, bro. Interesting. All right, so anyway, let's continue on the analysis here for a ticker symbol FNGR, right? So huge upside moves from this damn ticker. Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie, Sebastian. There's been times to where this thing has suggested just moonshots, and then it just like went hell shots, okay? So I I need you to be careful. The very bullish thing here is on the daily. We have converted the SMA 10 and the EMA 9 and EMA 7 into support. Okay, so that's good. So upside continuation could be very probable. And I mean, not only to mention that it's building a very silly bull flag, right? So let's see what it's got in the shorter time frame. Okay, 30-minute. 30-minute immediate short term already bouncing from that 14-day simple, suggesting a continuation to the upside. Let's see the bi-hourly. So bi-hourly is already making that cross above the 14-day simple. Very nice. Okay, there is an upside suggestion there as well. We also have the EMA 9, EMA 7, SMA 10, and SMA 50 as support there as well. Resistance found right in confluence with this top side of this whatever flag thing or triangle, whatever that is, right? The SMA 100, 171, also to the top side of this thing right over here. Also to the gap top side of this right over here. So I like it. Yeah, I like that target, actually. 170 could be a resistance zone to look at, especially since it is the bi-hourly, so it does have some weight. Okay, so now let me look at the SMA 50. The SMA 50 suggesting 178, okay, which is now giving us a little bit of a resistance range. Okay, so now look at this. That's 181 at the top side of this gap, and 175 at the bottom side of that gap, which is still, I mean, the SMA 50 is located right within that. So that target is coming up again. Okay, so that's already telling me that we have a top side of 171 to about 180, and that could be donezo for the moment, right? So go ahead and notice right here, 170, 3.272, 175, 3.618. Okay, so, and 175 is the resistance of the gap itself. So now it's tighter, okay? 170 to 175 I'm looking at as the top side. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Let's see what the 8-hour time frame has. It's a little slow here, okay? I don't like that the momentum is slowing down just a little bit there. The 6-hour still suggesting pretty massive upside, and so is the 4-hour. I just don't like that the 8-hour is slowing down a little bit. So let me go to the 12-hour. Okay, so 12-hour is definitely suggesting an upside. And yeah, man, yeah. I feel like a big retracement can be found at 170 to 175. And I think that retracement could actually bring us right back down to the current highs. Because the 1.618 is literally where we're facing resistance from right now. So there could be the chance to where you can actually just pull profits at 175, right? Get the hell out of there, wait back for the 145 drop, or get the hell out of finger and stop getting fingered by it, right? So, and trade another ticker. But this is suggesting an upside. I know that it has huge thrust, I get it, but I see like too many things suggesting 175 right now, bro. So which means that 175 could be the drop. Okay, so you see a bi-daily bullish engulfing that already played out though. So I see this one too. Man, this is really dangerous though, dude. Yes, it is a bullish engulfing, but it's also a shooting star. So that's that could potentially get you to get fingered again, bro. Okay, you're just getting you're literally driving that Corolla next to the 458 Italia Ferrari, getting the finger. Okay, dude, hold on. The 175 target. Okay, look at this bi-daily upside right here at 172. Man, bro, it's just, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I feel like 170 would be my top side for this, and I would just really, really, really run away far and far away from finger. Right, dude? Give it the finger back, and then just let's go on another play. But it is suggesting upside, dude. And if you're curious as to what that upside can look like, measurement, then 172, right? Bro, that's more than fair. Get the hell out of here, dude. That's a 20% gainer. and I mean, yeah, that's awesome. You know, like Dude, you'll see professional traders exiting trades daily with a 3%, 4%, 5%, all the way up to 12. You're talking about 19 spot 20 here, man. Not bad. All right, so don't wait for the moonshots, man. Create your own moon. Trading the ranges. So yeah, I see the upside, bro, and I definitely see more upside, but I would really play it safe, dude. 170 would be my top. All right, dude. So yeah, you guys, that is gonna do it for tonight. Okay, so I know I got a couple requests regarding PXMD, right? So just to give it to you real fast, I do see an upside continuation on this, particular because of the 8-hour momentum, okay? But it is a very short-lived upside, okay? So if I'm going to give you some discretionary type of little thing here and there, then the upside that I'm looking at would be 264 to about 292 at best case scenario, before actually a retracement back to the area of about $2.35, okay, you guys? So just know that this has already played the upside, okay? So meaning that this triangle here, just like this, okay, notice real fast, okay? Just like this, you apply it to the breakout zone, and notice where the price action went. It's already fair. It already made the upside that we're looking for, and it already reached the very top side of the resistance that we were looking for, okay? So the reason why I'm telling you that this can be reaccumulating is because notice volatility contracting, meaning that it's retracing back to its mean. Right? So, and we have a downside pivot on volatility as well, on momentum, right? So that's why I'm telling you that there could be a slight upside, very slight, before a continuation to the downside. Okay, and that downside is in the end. The downside that I'm looking at, it could be in respects to, actually I would be honestly in about 2 or 3 days back to 220 before continuing on to the upside. Okay, so this is essentially making a series of higher highs and higher lows. It could be the beginning of an ascending channel, okay? So that's what I'm looking at for PXMD. Be very careful with that, okay? Michael Payne, how can I ever say no to you, man? Thank you for everything that you've done for me, of course. Of course, I need to get to my kid, though, all right, dude? So the resistance touch that we faced today at CRTD is very dangerous, okay? So I still believe that we are at a floor, but the thing is that we could be, like I said the last time, I was telling you that we're going to be chopping around this zone. It's still the case. I'm definitely looking at, or I'm not sure if it was you that I told. I think it may have been Keith. But I was suggesting a touch of about 1019 to about the range of about, no, actually it was this high right here to 1726. We're chopping around, okay? And the reason we're chopping around is because we're trying to validate the floor. Okay, so if we do get that floor, then the upside may be actually relevant to the 2-day and the 3-day volatility versus momentum, which could be closing in the next, actually, yeah, it's going to be closing tomorrow. You see? Yep. 14 hours, 22 minutes, 5-day closure is going to be tomorrow. And if we are able to close it on this higher low structure, then that would be a bullish statement. Okay, so now another thing is that we are waiting for the rate hike for tomorrow. Okay, so let's just wait for it. GTI video was posted today. Okay, it was just posted just a couple hours ago, and it is in respects for tomorrow's price action. Please, CP007, please watch that. All right, so Michael, we're still chopping around, and tomorrow will be the day to really look at, right? So tomorrow we're gonna see just what type of resolution we got. We're critically oversold and critically overexpanded, suggesting a mean reversion. If you're curious to see what that reversion is, we can see it right now. Okay, so the reversion would literally lead us back to 51 cents. Okay, so, and we're already getting the first bull signals. Okay, so this is, I mean, we're critically expanded. Look at this. This is what I mean by expanded. These lines over here suggest that we're just way wide open right now for a huge contraction phase to start. Okay, so be very careful with this, okay? Not a problem, Newfie. I just, you know, it's just I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna be streaming on Thursday. So I just wanted to touch on it as much as I can. But there you go, guys. So just know that we're still chopping around this area here. The danger to the downside, of course, it's present. It's always present. But I honestly think that we found the floor, or we're very near it. Okay, you guys. So Mark Roach, are we going to do a Thursday night ticker picker? Oh yes, of course. Yeah. So today was actually to take on tomorrow. And then Thursday is just this rain. You know, you see the rain crazy outside, right? It's just my parents suggested for me to not drive tonight. And I took their suggestion, right? Also because you guys remember my quick little accident that I had, right? So my car is still not even ready. So I'm also dependent on my wife coming back home, so then she could, you know, borrow me her car. And then I can actually go to my parents' house. But I don't want to risk the one car that we have available right now. I think it's the smarter thing for us to just kind of chill and just be patient, right? So I figured maybe talk to the community today, get the plays out of the way, and then touch back on Thursday. All right, you guys. So that's going to do it for tonight, guys. I definitely have to get to my toddler now. And CP07, I'll go ahead and add it to the schedule too, my dude. I'll try my best to get to it on the next one. So TRNX, right? So yeah, we'll leave it on here. I'll try my best to get to it, right? So TNRX. TRNX or TNRX? TRNX, right? All right, you guys. So, definitely look over that ticker as I don't see it available here. I actually don't have it at all. Cal L, thanks, my dude. Thank you so much. Samantha H, my moderators, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Mark Roach, Samantha H, Sebastian Lim, you guys are very special to me. So Pencil saying, or soon, because it was a CISO turn. Okay, so yeah, we still got to look at CISO, right, my dude? What was that? This one right over here? Yeah, man. Well, yeah, of course. I looked at finger, then PXMD, right? So, but I definitely need to get to my toddler, you guys. My little boy is waiting for me outside. Everybody needs to go to sleep except for me and him, of course. But we will touch on it next, my dude. Know that this one will potentially be the first one that we look at in the next live stream. Okay, moderators, thank you so much again for everything you do. I'm not sure if I saw Hound in here the last time, but if he is here, I love you, buddy. So everyone, thank you so much for participating. Really appreciate everyone here. And with that said, I wish everybody a very good night. Lucas, I will try to update VS, okay? I'll try to update VS on the Discord. Make sure to join it, okay? I'm going to try to update that tonight. All right, you guys. So Hound lurks. I see him there. All right, you guys. With that said, I wish you well. A very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios. I definitely will, Samantha. Thank you.